guys were going to get a cookbook collection video today. That was what I was about to film, but literally as I was changing my shirt in between videos, I saw that I'd been tagged in this and it was too perfect to not film right away. So you'll just have to wait for the cookbooks. Hi everyone, Rosie here. Welcome back to my channel. As I said, we're doing a tag video. You guys saw the thumbnail. It is the Geekology Tag. I was tagged by Nat of Nerdy Nat Reads. Make sure you check out her video because it is fantastic and she has some great cool geeky stuff to share with us, so watch that. There are a whole host of original creators, so I'm going to read them off to you. The original creators are Words à la Carte, Au Mieux Renaud de la Noche, The Phoenix Fight, Sarah Dantas, and Tio Heartless. I will admit I am not particularly familiar with any of these channels, so I will link them down below. Go check them out. I'm sure they make great videos as well, although they're all new to me and I'm excited to discover them as well. Nat's video is the first time I've ever seen this tag, so I'm going to tag a bunch of people because I haven't seen it going around and I'm a nosy, curious person and I want to hear your answers. So of course, if you would like to do this tag, consider yourself tagged. But I'm also going to explicitly tag Nell and Scott of Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, Sunny Luca, Amy of Potato Brarian, and Mason of Mason in the Dark. You guys know I only recommend incredible channels, so you know the drill. They're all phenomenal, they're all fantastic, they're all so cool and make the greatest videos, so if there are any of those that you do not already know and love, make sure you check them out. They will all be linked down below. And now, let's get into the tag. Question 1. What was a book you read that made you feel really like a geek? I find this one hard, and what I'm going with is maybe more nerdy than geeky, but it's the best answer I could come up with, and that is Europe Before Rome by, I think it was T. Douglas Price. The cover will be up here. I read it in July of this year and talk about it in a vlog, so I'll link that up there as well, but this is, I think it calls itself a site-by-site tour of Europe in the Stone, Bronze, and Iron Age, or something along those lines. I can't remember exactly, but basically it is literally a chronological prehistory of Europe based on archaeology. I found it fascinating. I thought it was so cool. I learned so much. It is so detailed, but it's also one of those books that I can read and go, I'm loving this, and also I would be very sparing to recommend it because it's very archaeological, quite academic, quite, I hesitate to say dry or slow paced because that makes it sound like it's bad, which it isn't. It's just not like a page turning, thrilling, or super like hook you in type book. It's just loads and loads of fascinating information and analysis. And why do my lights hate me? Now that I'm not half shadows again. Yeah, it's just a really interesting book, and also it does make me feel kind of nerdy slash geeky how much I enjoy that type of writing. Question 2. Show us your favorite collective figures that you have. I don't really have many collective figurines, figures, anything like that, but I do have one Funko Pop. I know it's out of the box. It's a pretty thing. I want to enjoy it, not keep it in a box and hoard it. We've all seen what happened with Beanie Babies. I'm sorry, I don't think Funko Pops are going to be any different. Don't hate me in the comments. Anyway, this one I'll insert a photo up here because I'm not going to be able to get it close enough and in focus to the camera, but this is Buffy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer in her season 1 finale outfit. This is her Prophecy Girl. That's what that episode is called, right? The one that she faces off the season 1 big bad in. She's wearing her white prom dress and her white heels with her black leather jacket and her crossbow. This is one of my favorite looks that she wears. I mean, Buffy has so many amazing outfits throughout the entire show, but this one always gets me. Also, it was a present from a really good friend from grad school, so Anne-Marie, if you're watching this, thank you. Know that I love my Buffy Funko, and she has pride of place. Can you see where she usually lives? I can't tell. Okay, yeah, you can just see that this is where she usually lives, on my bookshelf, next to my Soulless and Co. books, because they also have vampires and werewolves in them. So that is a collectible figurine that I have and that I very much enjoy. Question 3, do you have clothing that is geeky? T-shirt, etc. Show us one of your favorites. I have, as far as I can tell, exactly one piece of geeky clothing. I might be forgetting something super geeky that I have and wear, but I don't think so. I don't tend to wear a ton of like merch type clothing. Band merch, yes. Basically all of my most worn t-shirts are black cotton band tees. Like book or movie or show merch, not so much, but I do have this t-shirt. It is a Welcome to Night Vale shirt that I've had for a very long time. I'm not sure if you'll be able to read on camera, but it says, if you see something, say nothing and drink to forget. I haven't been an active listener of Welcome to Night Vale for several years now, but I do really enjoy it. I love the books. I love the show when I do get around to listening to it, and I've had this t-shirt for quite a while. I bought it when I went to see, well, I bought it in advance of going to see one of the live shows in 2014? Yeah, summer of 2014 is when I went to see a Welcome to Night Vale live show. So I've had this shirt for a while, but I think it's really cute. I really like it. It's the only non-black, gray, or purple t-shirt that I own, so that says something about how much I like it. Question 4. Have you ever done cosplay? If yes, show what you did. If no, what character would you like to do? I've cosplayed once. In first year of university, I went to a local Comic-Con as Mabel Pines from Gravity Falls. If I can find a photo of the outfit, I will link it up here or put a photo up here, you know what I mean. But either way, I'll put up a photo of Mabel. It was really cute. I had like the long wig and I had a big pink turtleneck sweater that I put a design on the front of. It had a little mini skirt and like the little white ankle socks. It was great. It was so much fun. But cosplay is just not something I've really gotten into. I like the idea of it. I love watching people's videos of like making cosplays and stuff, but I struggle a bit with physical craft stuff because my expectations for myself exceed my skills. I really struggle to make things badly. I'm not great at making things for the sake of making things. If I make something, I want it to turn out really well, but I don't really have the skills to do that. And the only way to get the skills is to do the stuff, but I'm not interested enough in cosplay to make it like my hobby. So it's not something I've ever really gotten into. I think it's really cool and I love seeing what other people create. It's just, there's so many exciting things to do and I can't do all of them. Question 5, last comic or graphic novel that you have read. The last graphic novel I read was The Cursed Hermit by Chris Burton and Alexander Forbes. I read this actually in October and I haven't talked about it yet. It will be in my October wrap-up, so keep your eyes peeled in the coming days. That might actually be my next video that you'll see, so I will talk about that soon. But it's a really cool, spooky, supernatural, secret society, mystery, graphic novel set in a 90s version of a Nancy Drew type world, if that makes sense, but without the tweeness. It's very kind of gritty and real. I'm not describing it well. I'll do a better job in my wrap-up, I promise. But that's a graphic novel that I read and loved very recently. Question 6. What is your favorite video game? Can be on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, etc. I've never really been a video game person. We didn't have a TV or any game consoles when I was a kid, so I never like played video games at home, and even at friends' houses. It was the sort of thing where, again, I don't like doing things I'm bad at, and I never played video games often enough to get good at them. So like in high school and university, when everyone would be playing like Mario Kart or Super Mario Bros or whatever at parties and stuff, I never liked it because everyone else was always really good at it because they'd played a lot and I'd never played except in that context, so I never got good. So I've never been into that sort of video game. For about a year, my partner and I were playing classic World of Warcraft together. He was a really big World of Warcraft fan when he was like a preteen and teen. So when Classic was released in 2020, he got it and I watched him play for like 4 hours and I was like, this looks cool. I want to try it. And so I made an account and played and stuff. It was really fun. We played on and off, like never very seriously or intensely, but it was a really fun thing to do. It's just, I didn't like raiding at all. I enjoyed leveling for the most part. I liked doing quests. I liked playing with my partner. That was really fun. But I didn't like raiding because it just felt too stressful. And I know that's silly, it's just a game, but like people take it so seriously and are really good at it that I'd find it really stressful to play in that context because I'd be worried that I was letting people down or that I couldn't keep up and it was confusing and I couldn't just go, wait, what's going on here? Because everyone else is already over there. player and I've got to try and catch up. So once we hit level 60, I just sort of lost interest and actually put my account on like hold because I realized I wasn't interested in that part of the game. I liked playing through the levels, but not enough to necessarily go back and level a whole other character. I'm sure I'll go back to it at some point. I still liked playing it, but I sort of played for a while and then was like, okay, that's enough. I'm not really interested anymore. My partner does still play sometimes, but yeah, he actually likes raiding and like doing that sort of stuff. I also really like, and I've mentioned this a few times, GeoGuessr. It's a web game, so I think that counts as a video game. It's the nerdiest video game. Basically, you are dropped into a random location in the like Google Street View map, and you have to figure out where you are. So you can play in all sorts of different ways. Some people play it where they get dropped down and they don't let themselves move at all. They just can look at what's around them and they have to guess. There's all sorts of different like formats you can play in. I like to just go in and get dropped in and explore until I can find out where I am, and I think it's so cool. I don't play like consistently. I'm not sort of an everyday player, but once or twice a month, I like to spend a couple hours in the evening just sort of having fun with that. Question 7. What is your favorite manga/anime? I've actually never read manga or watched anime. I have nothing against it. It's just not a format I've ever gotten into. Maybe I will at some point. If you have any recommendations that you think I would absolutely love, leave them down below. I don't know. It's just not something that ever pulled me in, so I don't have a favorite of either. Question 8. Did you used to play board games? Do you have any? I do have some board games. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. We've got like a classic, we've got Bananagrams. I mean, Cards Against Humanity is not a board game, it's a card game, but we've got that. Then we've got a few others that I bought completely on impulse during a Black Friday sale 3 years ago, and I think we've played each of them once. I like board games in theory. I especially like, again, this is so nerdy, not geeky. I really like Scrabble. Scrabble is really fun. My mom, sister, brother, and I often play together around Christmas, and that's super great. I love doing that. This isn't exactly a board game. For a while in university, I played Dungeons and Dragons, and I really enjoyed that. That was so fun. I kind of want to get back into that. I really enjoyed it, and I'd really like to get back to it, but it's kind of daunting to find a group as an adult. Kind of rather to go in person when it's safe to do so, which it is now, but when I was in university, I just like went to the university Dungeons and Dragons like meet the club evening and started playing, and that was great. So it's a little more intimidating to do that with an adult with like a meetup group for some reason. We'll see. I really like that sort of game, but I struggle with a heavy like weekly commitment. Maybe I'll find something around town that's sort of more monthly or something. I think I would enjoy that more. I feel like the 4 or 5 hours a week is like, that's a big social commitment. That's a lot of my social energy and like people energy for the week, and it's hard to make that commitment. That's why I stopped playing in university partway through second year. It was just like, I enjoy playing, but the having to go every week was getting to be too much. I guess board game adjacent stuff I like to play, and I'm always down for a board game night. That's always super fun. I really love going to that sort of party and stuff too. All right, those are the questions. I've tagged some people. I've shared how I'm really more of a nerd than a geek is what I think we've learned in this video. I think that's the takeaway, but this has been the Geekology badge. Let me know down below in the comments, what is your geekiest trait in your view? And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like down below. If you would like to see more of my videos, please hit subscribe, and thank you for watching.